that's what upsets me about this. I know Little John agrees with me. Do you understand what I'm getting at here?
I completely understand.
So what's next? Are they going to take our driving privileges away from us? Are they going to tell us that we can't drink if you're the drinking age will be 25? I mean, what is next? That's the problem I have with this. What's next? This is setting a very bad example. Little John, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying, Todd. Every day we turn around, something's going on that's legal, and they're taking it away from us.
Right.
An incident, can I speak of an incident without being in any trouble?
Absolutely. If you get in trouble, Bethany Gemellaro, 248-251-0028 is here to defend you.
Well, this has nothing to do with marijuana, but it was a law.
Okay.
So we find a pig out in my place.
Wait, don't mention any names.
I know names.
And don't swear.
I won't swear.
And no, this can't be sexist.
And I won't be sexist.
Okay, and smile when you talk in the mic because you're very handsome.
Oh, thank you. I break a lot of TVs. Anyways, my question, here's what scenario happened to us. DNR's on Ask the Specialist one week on a Thursday saying that all these wild pigs are starting to run around. It just happens to be October and my CCW permitted run out. But people are up bow hunting. So here's this wild pig that takes and chases the neighbor guys.
By the way, I support hunters' rights.
Okay, thank you. So do I. Anyways, the pig's running around, chases this little 2-year-old girl, ends up back out on Vernon Road. I call my buddy from Detroit. He comes up front because he has hunting land up there. Him and the guy whose little girl got chased take and shoot the pig. They each get charged $500 for shooting the pig, and they just said, and I know people that have these pet fat pigs,
Right,
They're cute little things. But they have collars and their ears, their tails are cut.
I used to adore Kermit the Frog, by the way. You like Miss Piggy?
Yeah.
I used to love Kermit the Frog. I wasn't a fan of Miss Piggy.
Well,
I'm sorry. You when you talk about the pig, I thought of Kermit the Frog, and
he was hopping around too much.
He was okay. So they shot the pig.
They shot the pig. The police make a case out of it. We try to get the DNR involved. They don't want nothing to do with it.
Did they eat the pig?
No. We had to end up to return the pig. The guys did.
Okay. This was a wild boar.
Well, it turned around to be the neighbor's pet.
Oh, okay.
One of the neighbor's pets. But he had his tusks coming out, which my buddies, who are doctors that have raised them, don't have tusks, have collars on them. So what we're saying is, what is the law telling you to shoot a wild pig, especially when it just chased a 2-year-old girl? It cost them $1,000.
So what you're saying is that you should be allowed, if you're being attacked by a wild pig, with all due respect, to shoot the pig.
Right.
Okay, so what about, and I'm not trying to be funny, but what if there's a rabbit that has rabies and it's rabid? Should I be able to shoot the rabbit and not get fined?
Yes,
okay.
Definitely.
I disagree. I think you should call animal control and let them deal with it.
Yeah. At the end of the day, rabbits are cute. Hey, if you're just tuning in, I'm attorney Todd Levitt. That was Little John Englehart, who we love dearly. I'm a big fan of his, and he does a lot of good for people out there. For those of you that don't know, I mean, he's always going on his way to help others. Bethany, let's get back to medical marijuana. You'll be coming back on the show as a regular guest, correct?
Yes, so make sure you get your questions into Facebook on Todd's Facebook page.
Yeah, Central Michigan Lawyer, Facebook.com/Central Michigan Lawyer. And if you want representation from Bethany, which I highly recommend, 248-251-0028. 248-251-0028. One of the issues that I see out there, because I'm in a college town, is a lot of these students are getting these cards, and they're actually, allowing their friends to smoke their medicine, and then they're getting charged with delivery without enumeration. That's a big issue going on. Have you seen that downstate?
It's a huge issue. It's, again, important to recognize that if you don't have a card, then you cannot use. And that's the bottom line.
Okay. If you don't have a card, you cannot use. And as far as downstate, I only know what's going up here in mid-Michigan. Are the courts just jam-packed with cases downstate?
It's completely clogging up our courts. And that's really why there's this push for legalization right now going on.
Who's heading that push?
It's attorney Matt Abel. He's a Detroit attorney, and there's a website, repealtoday.org. Again, it's repealtoday.org. You can go on there and see the petition that's being circulated.
What good is it if it's legalized because someone's going to come along and shut it down?
Well, there are certain areas of law that it's not going to cover. Like, for example, you can't medicate and drive. You can't drink and drive.
That's a good issue. There is a law out there operating with the presence of any drugs. You cannot operate a motor vehicle with the presence of any drugs. And as much as I appear to be pro-medical marijuana and legalization, I'm not pro anybody operating any type of vehicle, small, large, or medium, under the influence of any substance, liquor, drugs, otherwise.
Right.
I mean, people get killed every day from that. I'm not saying they get killed from marijuana, but they get killed from, abusing alcohol and multiple drugs at one time. So I'm not for that. But, Bethany, I so much appreciate you being here today.
It was great being on the show. I can't wait to come back. Again, make sure you get your questions in, and we want to hear from the opposing viewpoint as well. So if you disagree with me, send in a question.
Give out your email address.
My email address is beth@gemlegal.com.
So it's beth@gemlegal.com, and if they want representation, they can contact you at
248-251-0028.
And if you need some driver's license restoration or some information, contact Jackie at my office at 989-772-6000. I thank you so much. The listening audience thanks you. Tune in this time next week where our special guest will be Don Soul of Gray Soul Nyaco, and he's a Mid-Michigan attorney specializing in everything from Social Security, workers' comp, automobile negligence, and we're going to cover all those topics next week. So thank you for tuning in. I'm out.
The Todd L. Levitt Show is brought to you in part by Jim's Body Shop and Alec and Jenkins, Michigan's father's rights attorneys, both of Clare, Chad Malley, Well Drilling of Rosebush, the Michael Love Allstate Insurance Agency, I Uncough Bail Bonds Agency, Clark Homes and RV, S. Silverberg, Finer Jewelers, and Gray, Soul and Ayako, Personal Injury Attorneys, all of Mount Pleasant, and by Nationwide Interlock and Next Step DUI. This is 98.5 FM WUPS, Harrison, Houghton Lake, West Branch, and all of the world at WUPS.com, the station that delivers all the hits.